8th of June, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos, conversion of Ruth.
Morning, Luke.
Good morning, Roy. How are you?
Rockefeller, I'm not too bad, thanks.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, waiting for Rabbi.
Yes, Lou said he'll be right back. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
I don't know if Aaron can hear us, but good morning to Aaron.
Okay.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning. Morning, Lou. Good morning, Barry. Good morning, Mr. Imowitz.
Good morning, Mayor. Morning, Barry. Good morning, Aaron.
Here we
Again,
are.
morning, Roy.
Good morning. Oh,
Shalom Aleichem, Rebbe Yomori.
Morning.
Good morning, Lou. Thank you. Good morning, Barry. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Roy. How's everybody today?
Baruch
Good.
Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Okay, very good. Okay, good morning to everybody. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here at Yeshiva Samanapshi here in Shlem Kirev Zoom. We're learning in our first year. We're going along, continuing with our learning of the Tzitzi Eliezer of Waldenberg, Zichrono Livracha, his explanations about the conversion of Ruth, when, where, how, and we're in the third page, the first full paragraph, the beginning with the words Ula Yesh Liyasha. Any volunteers to begin reading today? Right where the red dot is on your screen, hopefully.
Go for it.
This is the second page,
Should be the third page.
third page. Oh, 1 second. 1, 2, 3. Ulai. I can't find it.
Okay. Yeah.
Do it on the screen.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry, talking to Lou, to can't find it, but use the screen and
Have
Oh,
it there,
I
should be on
got
the-
it. I found it.
Okay.
Good point, Roy. I could have just read the screen. Ula yesh laishav ula oma shehaya ze lifanim mi shoresh hadin. Okay, so Ulai, perhaps there is Laishav is to dwell.
It's the same thing, but here it means to reconcile. We're dealing with the basic question of what time there was. It came to the conclusion there was no need, either according to the law or according to the minhag, that Boaz would have to marry Ruth for any reason whatsoever, right?
Right.
So the question is then, what was he doing? And why did he say to the Goyal that you should do it? And why did he connect the buying of the field from Naomi to the acquisition, the marriage to Ruth? What was the reason for all this? Right? We came up with no strong reasons, neither in terms of halacha nor in terms of custom as it used to be in those days, that why it should be done. So now he says, yesh liyashav, possibly there is yesh liyashav to reconcile the question, right? Leishav is to reconcile the question, or to answer the question.
And to say that this is before the root of the law.
That it's lifnei mishuras hadin. It's beyond the letter of the law, meaning there's no need in terms of halacha, there's no need in terms of custom, but yet they were doing something that was extra special and beyond the call of duty. All right, that's what they give out the Purple Hearts for what is it? What do they call it? Actions beyond the call of duty.
But that's hard to hear, because he tells Ploni, you have to do this.
Right.
If it's lifnei mishuras hadin, how can you tell somebody they have to do that?
Right. So, okay. So that sometimes you see that that lifnei mishuras hadin is the din. But in general, you don't see such a thing. That situation only really exists in terms of a Talmud Chacham, right? You see that the Vilna Gaon brings down, and there's a Gemara in Baba Metzia that that the case there in Baba Metzia is discussing that that the there was a group of workers were hired to transport a barrel of wine, right?
Right?
And when they were carrying the barrel of wine, they took it in a way that was negligent, and it broke, right? And
Right.
it broke. So the person who hired the workers was Rabbi Bar Chana, and so when he saw that the workers broke his barrel of wine, he took their coats, he took their overcoats as a means of payment for the damages they do to him. They were negligent in their work, and they caused damage to him. So he took their coats to pay for the damages, right? So they were a bit upset about that. So they went to Beis Din. They went to Rav's Beis Din, right? And this is based on a Gemara in Baba Metzia, Daf Pei Gimel Amud Aleph. If you want to write that down, it's a Gemara in Baba Metzia, Daf Pei Gimel Amud Aleph, right? That Rabbi Bar Chana, he had hired some of these porters, Jewish porters, to transport a barrel of wine, and during the work, they were negligent and they broke the barrel of wine, and therefore, in order to pay for the payment of the broken barrel, Rabbi Bar Chana took the garments, the clothes, overcoats of these porters. So then they came to the Beis Din to decide the case. So they came to Rav, and Rav said to Rabbi Bar Chana, and he said to return the cloaks, to return the garments back to the porters. And so Rabbi Bar Chana said, "Is this dini hacha? Is this the law? Is this the ruling of the law?" So Rav said, "Yes, this was the law," and he quoted him a pasuk in Mishlei, and it says, as Rashi explains, the pasuk in Mishlei really means that it was lifnei mishuras hadin, exactly the same phrase here, lifnei mishuras hadin. So Rav was paskening for Rabbi Bar Chana, who was, since he was a Talmud Chacham, he is obligated in a higher standard of justice than a normal person. So then Rav continued, and he said, "You know what? These people, these workers are poor people." So he said, "You, Rabbi Bar Chana, should pay them their wages, right? They worked for you today, and you should pay them their wages." So not only did they work for him and they broke his barrel, but what they were supposed to do, they didn't even do. And Rav obligated Rabbi Bar Chana, right, to pay for their wages, even though they, through their own negligence, did not deliver the goods. And not only that, they broke the goods. So he said, no, Rav paskin to Rabbi Chana, that he should give them their wages too. And he said, Rabbi Bar Chana says, "Is this law? Is dini hacha? Is this the law?" And it says, right, that Orchis Tzadikim Tishmor, that the pasuk in Mishlei also says the Orchis Tzadikim Tishmor, that the ways of the righteous, you should keep to the ways of the righteous. This is a very high act of an example of how being extra righteous is not always lifnei mishuras hadin, but that can even be applied as to being the din. So it could be that, as he's saying, the possibility here is lifnei mishuras hadin. So Boaz was paskening for Ploni Almoni that in this case, right, we need to act beyond the letter of the law, beyond the call of duty, and that's going to be the obligation that's going to be incumbent upon you if you so choose to do it. So that's an example. That's the Gemara again, the Gemara and Bava Metzia, Pei Gimel and Aleph, that you see something which is beyond the call of duty becomes obligatory. So here too, possibly you can explain what Boaz was doing with Ruth was strictly lifnei mishuras hadin.
Did you say Hey Gimel or Pay Gimel?
That's Pei Gimel, 83 Aleph, right? The Pei Gimel.
Okay. Today, La Sos,
That's I think I'll call Punim, I'll call at least I'll call Punim at least.
at least that in order to do at least Zecher li Meshuras
Nishmas Hanes. Zecher Nishmas Hanes. As some type of memorial for the soul of the deceased. Right?
Okay. Right. In order that there should be a memorial to the soul of the deceased, we're going to go Livnei Meshuras Hadin.
Right.
And Ploni Almoni is obligated to do that.
Right.
Hagam she haisa az keishto shalo kedin, and also that this is like his wife, not according to din.
Haga means here. Haga means although. Right? We're going to do something beyond the call of duty over here in order you should make some memorial for the soul of the deceased. Even though Hagam, even though Shaisa Az, even though she was Ruth, his wife, but illegally. She was even though she was illegally his wife.
She was like his wife illegally.
Right, because they shouldn't have married a Moabite, and they shouldn't have married a woman that was a Goya. She was a Goya.
Mikevan shesof chayav yachad chayai ishos v'na sata Tadekas. Since in the end, what is this chayav?
All right. Since ultimately chayu yachad chay ishus, even though ultimately that ultimately they should have some type of life as a married couple. Venas is tzedekis, and Ruth became a tzedekis. Since now Ruth became a tzedekis, right? There should be some type of a union between, in this case, and ultimately is going to be Boaz and Ruth, as then that will be for some type of a remembrance of the soul of the past husband, Machlo.
Okay. Kishem shekol zeh. Is this Hayim?
כשם שכל זה היה בחיה בכלל,
Okay, and according to all this, the general rule is shelo min hadin. It's not legal. Ki einenu achiv, because he's not his brother. The rak mitzad ha minhag kinaz.
kinizkar, that's as was mentioned. Meaning, there was absolutely no necessity of any yibum here, and Boaz couldn't have done it even if there was a chiyuv yibum because he's not the brother. That's number one, and it's only because of the custom that was mentioned previously.
V'kidikosav.
That's Akedis Yaakov, the Akedis Yitzchak. That was a sefer that was mentioned previously, and that what was written by the Akedis Sefer Akedis Yitzchak.
Okay, as that was written in the Akedis Sefer Yitzchak, Sham over there, Gam le'achar mikan. Also, after this here,
That Gam la'acher michen. Gam la'acher michen. Meaning it could have been done by somebody else also, right? Could have been done by somebody as well. Gam la'acher michen. It could have been done by somebody else as well.
in other words, besides the brother.
Well, there was no brother, but it's only a custom in general that the widow shouldn't live by herself. So a relative marries her out of Rahmanis and shelters her from being all by herself. But any family member could have done that.
Ki rotzeh Boaz ha tzadik latate chelek v'zechus the machlon. Since Boaz wanted to be righteous and give a portion of the merit to Machlon. Karovo, Bolad.
Right. I mean, Boaz, who was a tzaddik, was intending to give a portion and give some merit to Machlon, his relative, through the child that was going to be born. The Vlada notes of the child that's going to be born, right?
Netzar is to be born.
Yes. Literally it means formed. Literally means formed.
Right. Okay, so Boaz, the tzaddik, wanted to give a portion of the merit to Machlon, his relative, through the birth of a child.
Right.
Ma shelo haya chayav bekach ki HaTorah lo so sa. What is it that he was not alive?
That
Chayav.
Mashlo haya chayav v'kaf. In that what he was not obligated in. Meaning, Boaz wanted to go beyond the letter of the law, beyond the call of duty, through the fact that he was a tzaddik, and the fact that he was going to do this, that itself would be a merit for a machlon. Because this child is going to be born from Ruth, is going to be born through the union of Boaz and Ruth, which is beyond the letter of the law, beyond the call of duty. And through that would be an extra source for machlon.
HaTorah lo so sa. What is so sa?
The Torah did not command this.
The Torah did not command.
Right? There's no need. There's no real need for this at all, according to the Torah. It's just an act. It's an extra act of chesed that Boaz is doing with Ruth, and that would be a merit for machlon as well.
Ki im al ha'achim ayin sham, because if he is not a brother,
Ki im el achim, because it's the yibum. Yibum is only a command for the brothers.
okay. So the Torah did not command Yibum because Yibum is for a brother. V'chashav she'oli zechus zeh. What is chashav she'oli?
Right. Choshev, meaning Boaz, Choshev was Boaz thought she'ulai, that perhaps zechus zeh, that perhaps this merit of going beyond the letter of the law, zeh yekaper alav, this would be a kapara for machlon. This would be a kapara for machlon.
V'hanefesh tikval chanina, and his soul will receive the benefit. Uve
And hanefesh tikabo chanina, and his soul would receive a comfort, a consolation of sorts.
Uve prat she ha tevarer uvoaz yada zos b'mechza. And what is this prat?
Prat means, and specifically she is bara, and specifically that it would become evident. It would become evident.
And Boaz would know this. What is mechazeh?
That Boaz yoda as b'mecha'a. Mechaza means that he saw this through prophecy. Right? Boaz knew this through prophecy.
So Boaz was a prophet?
I'm not sure if he's considered a prophet, but he could have prophecy, even not being a prophet.
How does that work?
Isn't that called Ruach HaKodesh?
Yeah, it's a form of Ruach HaKodesh. Right. So he could see the future. He could see the future. That the Gemara says Chacham is Aidif Minavi. A Chacham is more advantageous than a prophet. If you have a choice, Barry, if they come to you and give you a choice to be a prophet or be a Chacham, better to choose being a Chacham, right, Barry?
You mean I have to switch?
If they come to you, then you have to switch, right?
Okay, in the meantime,
That's
all
right. In the meantime, just stay the way you are. You're perfect the way you are, Barry.
right.
Okay, so I lost the
So
track.
what, in answer to your question, Lou, to what degree of prophecy he had, that remains to be seen. He's not going into the details, but he understood this through you want to call supernatural powers.
So Boaz would understand that that Machlon's soul would be comforted by the birth of a child to Ruth and Boaz.
Right.
Yatsa mizeh Yechom shel hashetal shelot.
That's yichus. Shiyotzi mazeh yichus shel hashelsheles malchus beis David. That it would come out from this, meaning the relationship between Boaz and Ruth. Boaz understood, right, that it would come out from this, the yichus shel shasheres malchus beis David, the ancestral legacy of the malchus beis David.
So Boaz understood from this that the Malchus of Beis David would come from the union.
Right.
He understood because the soul of Machlon would merit that therefore David would come out.
Because of the combination of Ruth's righteousness and desire to convert and the righteousness of Boaz in doing this kindness with Ruth, right? That combination, Boaz understood, would result in the forwarding of the Malchus beis David, the progeny of those who would bring forth Malchus beis David, and with this, that would achieve a consolation and a comfort to the soul of Machlon.
The Kacha Isa Bezohak.
That's the Zohar Kodesh. This is what's brought down in the Zohar Kodesh.
This is in the Zohar HaKodesh, Bereshis, Dalid, Kaf Pei Chet.
Right, that's Daf. The Zohar Kodesh Daf Kuf Pei Chet Amid Beis.
Okay, so this is this is explained, this principle, this idea that Boaz would understand that the mutual chesed would lead to Beis David is explained in the in this source.
That's right.
De Tarvaihu, that both of them, Tamar Ruth, both of them, Tamar and Ruth, Bikesherus Avdo le Ma'avad Tiyavo.
This is a quote from the Zohar. It's Aramaic now. Bekashus Avdu Avid Tevu Inun Messiah. It was done properly to your servant, that they were intending to do good with their actions. So
They were attempting to do good, did you say?
that's right, intending.
Intending to do good. Deha kad havu chayin bik de misa lo have behu shivcha that this Cod, what's Cod? Group?
Again, this is Hakad. This is all a quote from the Zohar. Hakad havechayin bikad misa lo havibu shpacha. I'm not really sure what it means. I don't want to guess. I'm not sure what it means. It says, this is a quote from the Zohar.
Okay. Hagam this is that quote, that source again. That also in the Zohar, Sovar Delo Nis Gairu. It is of the opinion that they did not convert.
Right, meaning at the time of the marriage, right, the Zohar is also of the opinion that at the time of the marriage, originally to Machlon Kilyam, Ruth and Orpah had not been misguided at that point.
And nevertheless, they consider this action of pseudo yibum to be valid.
Right. Well, it's not that it's valid, but it's acting lifnei mishur shadin. Going beyond the call of duty.
But saying it's going beyond the call of duty implies that there's a duty there, which is why I said it was somehow proper that yibum would be proper, and this is going beyond that. But there's a root of din.
Yeah, but again,
The letter of the law implies that there's a law underneath there that you're going beyond.
It's the opposite. The opposite. There is no reason for this to be done, right? There was no marriage. There is no brother here, right? the whole situation is beyond the whole limits of the law.
It's like with the barrel and the wine. It's the same idea. The halacha is that they should pay for the
Right.
wine. The workers should pay, but you go lifnei meshuras hadin, beyond that din,
No.
right? So here,
Absolute opposite of what you just said. The law is that he hired them and he has to pay them. But now he has an exemption. He doesn't have to pay them because they did damage. You go beyond the letter of the law and you say, pay him anyway.
Right.
right, exactly. Yeah, that's the point. That still proves the point. The
So-
din is that he shouldn't have to pay them. But they said lifnei meshuras hadin you have to pay. So here in this case, the din is that nobody has to marry Ruth.
Right.
Nobody has to do it. There's no brother, et cetera, et cetera. So nobody has to marry her. She's on her own. She's stuck. But lifnei meshuras hadin, Boaz did it. Is that a correct Rebbe? Is that what we're trying to say?
Right. The whole situation is beyond. It's beyond the structure of what's required. There are no requirements over here.
Right. Nobody has to marry Ruth. It's not required. She's not even a relative. Right? She's a ger, right? So
Right.
So
Right.
she's a whole new person. She's not even a relative of anybody.
Right. Her past life is as they say, a thing of the past. It's all completely null and void. Anything that happened earlier is inconsequential. Right? If she had a brother, she could marry a brother. If she had a father, she could marry her father if they both converted, according to Torah law. Okay, maybe it's a good time to stop. We're not going to be able to start and finish this next paragraph, paragraph Dalet, but we'll continue on, Mr. Shem, tomorrow with the rest of this, Mr. Shem.
Okay. We're on break now?
I think we'll take a break now. Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good to me.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Roy, thank you as well. Mr.
Hey,
Shem,
Roy, have a good day.
you
Thank you,
too.
Rabbi.
have a
See you
good
later.
afternoon. Okay.